Today I've been wanting to talk about top surgery, which, as you know, if you've followed me on Instagram or Facebook or any of my social medias, but those being the primary two, I've been struggling a lot with it simply because I am pretty much ready to have top surgery, except the offices are having trouble scheduling me a date. Not because I haven't been signed off on my therapist letter, because I have. All I need to is schedule a date and then book Airbnb and get transportation and put some money aside for missing paychecks that I will be missing simply because of recovery, because I can't work right away. So I've been frustrated with that because it seems like the universe doesn't want me to have top surgery. I guess let's put it that way. They don't want me to have top surgery. And it seems like the offices don't want to perform surgery on me because every time I talk to the secretary and she promises she'll do one thing, she never does until I email her back saying hey, I just want to follow up saying whether or not Medali has given my surgery quote yet, only for a few days later to finally give it in, simply because this lady forgot, I'm guessing. Same thing happened with the therapist letter because I need to get signed off on that before I can schedule a date. 3 weeks passed and it's not really a huge thing that really requires 3 weeks for. It was literally just to look at the letter and approve it and sign off on it. And it was literally on his desk, or so she told me. And all he needed to do was just look it over along with my court order because it was still under the name Damien and legally my name is Gabriel now. So I didn't get a response or an update on that until I emailed her back 2 weeks later saying hey, I just wanted to follow up and whether or not Dr. Medali has seen my letter and is signed off on it and I can finally schedule a date. And she was like, oh well, he just got back from vacation and he'll look at it first thing tomorrow. And then 2 days later she was like, oh, okay, Dr. Medali has signed off on your letter and now I'm gonna put you on a waiting list to schedule a date for top surgery because everything until the end of June was completely full, which was fine by me. I was shooting for July or August, the latest. And I was like, okay. Then fast forward 3 weeks later to this week, where I emailed her a couple of days ago saying hey, I just want to follow up on whether or not July schedule has opened up and I could schedule a date. And to my frustration, she has emailed back saying oh yeah, July schedule has opened up a couple of weeks ago. It's open but almost full. And with a heavy sigh and a heavy counting to 10 session, I asked her, okay, do you have anything available for August then? And she's like, oh well, he did make his schedule available past July, but it should be available by the end of May. And I was like, okay, so what are remaining available dates are there in July? Because she says it's almost full, but there's still apparently a few open slots left and I would like to get in on that, you know. And she's like, oh, I don't have any available dates for July. And this happened within the same day of email interaction, so don't get it twisted that this happened in a few days in between each response. So I asked her, what do you mean there's nothing available? You just told me 2 hours ago in your last response that there were a couple slots open. And she was like, oh yeah, there are, it's just I have a couple of patients waiting to get back to me on whether or not to confirm said dates. And I was like, okay, then let me know if anything opens up in July, and if not, let me know when August schedule opens up too, because I can't keep waiting for top surgery in this manner. And I feel like I'm getting the runaround, they don't want to perform surgery on me simply because I won a $2,000 discount or sponsorship or whatever you want to call it from Point of Pride Surgery Fund, who I'm forever thankful for. I'm not mad at you or anything. This is beyond your control, so don't think I'm mad at you guys because I'm eternally grateful. But I feel like as a result of that, since they're going to be earning less money, they don't want to perform surgery, and this is basically their not so subtle way to turn me away for surgery and something like that. But that's just my opinion. I'm not sure if that's actually true, but through what I've been through since consultation till now, I feel like that's the message I'm getting. Not very subtle, but I feel like that's the message I'm getting. I'm getting blown off, being told in other words, look elsewhere for surgery. We don't want to perform surgery on you or something like that. And I really hope that's not the case because I really liked Dr. Medali's results. I really do. But the whole scheduling, the office issues, or whoever this secretary he has value or something, literally is incompetent. This looks like just a case of incompetent office, incompetent staff, incompetent everything, basically disorganization to the very highest degree. And I am frustrated and I am unsatisfied, and at this point I'm already looking elsewhere for top surgery. I've already emailed Dr. Raphael from Plano, Texas, and Dr. Doolin, and I'm hoping things will move a lot smoother with them. They're basically plan B if things with Dr. Medali doesn't go as planned and I'm not able to get surgery with them, or surgery later than I was shooting for, because I can't keep putting my life off. I'm literally about to be 25 years old next month. You cannot expect me to keep putting my life off, because I'm literally this close to a promotion at work, and the fact that I might be looked over or passed over because of a leave of absence I will have to be taking due to this surgery. I want to have the job first and then tell them later, listen, I have to go do this, I'm gonna be back in 2 months and blah blah blah. Obviously I won't tell them I'm having surgery because I'm stealth, but the fact that I'm gonna be planning to take a 2-month leave of absence is probably gonna make them want to pass over, because they're gonna think I'm looking for a new job or something like that. And this is very important for me. I'm trying to like build a career somewhere, or like expand my horizons and learn something new, and the fact that this thing is getting in the way of that, as with all other things in my life, is disheartening. And I just want these off. That's literally all I want. I want my chest out of my body, because it's been almost like what, almost 3 years on T, and most people already had their surgery pre-T, prior to starting T, or early on T, or like within 1 or 2 years on T. And most people past 2 years on T have already had surgery, in my experience, on average that is. And the fact that I'm already going over 3 years on T with a still pre-op is disheartening, because it's not a question of not being able to afford the surgery, because I can now, thanks to Point of Pride. It's not a matter of not having all the requirements they need, because I already got signed off on the letter. It's simply because of shitty customer service, really. Because I am a client, I am a customer, I'm literally unsatisfied with the way I've been treating. Their staff is completely shit, in my opinion, so far, because of this interaction. Is the fact that I'm not getting any follow-up without me having to harass the secretary every time. And I don't want to get to the point where I have to harass them every day saying like, oh, is the schedule open? Is the schedule open? Is the schedule open? Because at this point I feel like that's what I have to do. And I don't want to have surgery with someone who I had to harass and basically beg them to do surgery with me, simply because like that's something I'm paying them to do. Because the fact that I don't want to have surgery with someone that I had to harass to give me surgery, and him having to do surgery under not friendly terms, is disheartening. And I don't want him to do surgery on me with a bad mood or like disliking me simply because I've been harassing his staff as well as himself. You get what I mean? Because that's not someone I want to have surgery on me. I don't want someone with like a shitty demeanor or shitty way of treating people to give me surgery. And so I'm giving them like one last chance. Hopefully they'll be able to do right by me, but this is the frustration I've been feeling. And if nothing else, I'm already starting the process to see other surgeons should things go south in my next interaction with them. So I'm going to calm down now. Venting on camera does help, but I feel like that's not something I need in my life right now. I got sick as a result of worrying about top surgery, the amount of work I had to do at my job, and basically lack of sleep, because on average on weekdays, with the exception of Saturday, I don't sleep more than 6.5 hours, and that's not pretty good. And I haven't been eating as much, so that kind of contributed to my slightly declining health. So yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. Let me know your top surgery stories below, if any, or any positive words that you want to give me, because I could definitely use them. I'm literally this close to top surgery. Hopefully it happens around July, August. Maybe something might happen. Maybe the universe will at least do something right for me, because I feel like the universe just doesn't want me to be happy. I feel like that's what's happening here. So yeah, thank you guys so much for listening to me rant. I'm sorry if I seem angry or just like out of it, but I'm understandably angry because it's so close yet so far, and I feel like someone's dangling a carrot on a stick in front of me, and I'm trying to catch it, but I can never reach it because someone's pulling it back. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope next week goes well for me as well as for you guys. Remember, I love you so much, and I will see you all real soon.